So today, you can see from the title of the topic, today's video, I'm just going to be focusing on two things mainly because I feel that it's something that I really want to talk about. And, it's just at the top of my head. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just talk about it because, a lot of things have been going on. And I get it with these whole videos and all this stuff, how things are right now happening with, with what I tend to talk about and stuff like that. First things first, what I do want to say and I kind of want to talk about is about the channel. Nothing bad, just good. What I do really want to like bring up and talk about is that I think it's time to take a break from DC just because one, there's nothing interesting. Two, I'm kind of like, like bored of talking of the same thing. And three, there's nothing really interesting right now with DC. And I'm not interested in anything that James Gunn is putting out. I'm not interested in anything that he's putting with all this nonsense out there. I'm just not, feeling it. So I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to kind of change the topic and just talk about different things and stuff. I mean, this channel I tend to talk about, depending on what, is going on my mind. And I know for a while I've been talking about DC just because I know that it's a hot topic. And seeing how everything with James Gunn is right now, with the Peacemaker, with Superman, everything that they're just fabricating and they're just lying about, with the company and stuff like that. I'm like, look, they're just straight up lying to the audience and lying to everybody saying, hey, this is what we want to do, and they're just promising a lot of like false hope. So I'm like, you know what, I'm kind of done, and especially giving free advertising for WB when it comes to like things of whatever they're trying to do with this reboot. A lot of people are not feeling it, they're not happy, and a lot of people feel scammed because they're charging you like $30 to watch even on digital. They're pulling out the movie from the theaters, then they're putting it back. It's clearly just a cash grab. They don't care about any of us. They don't care about what quality, what content, what they're putting out there. They're just trying to like make quick money, and that's understandable. It's a company, it's a studio. They got to do what they got to do. But as a fan, I'm like, you know what? That's it. Superman tanked. It That was the goal. And no matter what they try to say, meaning all these people that are like supporting James Gunn and stuff like that, they have to accept it. It didn't make the money that they thought it was going to make. They're on desperate mode, and I'm just done, honestly. Like straight up, yo, what's up? What up, Tobias? Appreciate everybody for watching and stuff. Yeah, like I said, like I think for now I'm just gonna take a break from talking about DC, especially with this whole DCU, just because look, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm gonna be real with y'all, all right? So even if you're a content creator and stuff like that, reason why we can't give them any ideas. I'm gonna tell you straight up, DC's going to tank on their own with Supergirl, Peacemaker, and everything else that's coming after it. We've already seen the trailer of season two and stuff like that, and I'm telling you straight up, that's not for me. And a lot of people are feeling the same way. They are straight up going out of hand with this raunchiness, and that's all they're focused on. Now, another thing too, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but hey, what's going on, Teresa? Appreciate you for tuning in. Also, if you look at that trailer, like it's so damn raunchy, where it's like, yo, like what has this company become? And as a longtime DC fan, I'm like, I'm through. I'm done with this company and all this silliness that it's putting out. Like words can't even describe it. And the more we give them ideas and we criticize and say, hey, do this or you shouldn't do that, we're just straight up giving James Gunn ideas to write down on his note and go back and fix it. For this Superman, now that it's on digital, now that whole scene with well, I can't remember right now, the dude when he was talking about telling Superman, put your seed and keep on doing what you're doing and stuff. I'm like, yo, now James Gunn went and changed it. So on the digital version, it's no longer there. It's gone. So with that being gone, it's like they're just trying to edit out, all that stuff that people weren't happy with. Now they can fix it. That's the bad thing about when it's digital. They can go back and do that with streaming and stuff like that. And I know that that's because everybody was talking about that, saying, hey, you need to take that out, you need to remove it. And that's what they're doing. They're listening, but they're only working on what people are pointing out as mistakes. And as a fan, as a content creator, I am done giving them ideas. They're going to keep on tanking on their own. So I suggest if you're another content creator, don't be giving them ideas. The more you tell them, don't do this and don't do that, or you should put this and you should put that, you're straight up giving them free ideas. And that's what WB is going to keep on feeding off of. And they're going to go back and do multiple screenings. Once they see that that screws up, they're going to go back and re-edit and change it until everything is the way that, like, oh, okay, now it's supposed to be like that. So their feedback, they're looking at it, they're listening, they're paying attention, but they're picking and choosing what type of feedback they're going to use back. And I'm going to be honest with you, as a fan, and I'm telling you straight up, many of you should also be in the same situation where you're like, yo, I'm giving this company all this money. And in the end, they're not giving you the quality that you want because they feel that they know what's best for business. They know that we're here, saying, hey, look, we want this, give us that. They're aware of it, but they don't care. So if they don't care, why should we? Straight up, why should we care? This is why, like I said, I think I'm going to have to take a break just because I am not going to be promoting Peacemaker. I am not going to watch it. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all have my word. I am not watching Peacemaker season 2. I'm not interested. I don't care about where DC is at right now. I think I'll start talking about it once I start seeing something like, okay, you know what? Maybe, but this is another thing too. You got to be careful because James Gunn's a big liar, and he's gonna try to come out with more bait and say, hey, we're probably gonna do something with Ben Affleck or Henry Cavill or Gal just to get some clickbait and just to try to lure in some fans. I'm not falling for that. I'm telling you straight up. I'm not falling for it, and neither should you, because this company doesn't give two dams about us. And if they don't give two dams about us, we should give three dams not about them. Saying, look, you don't want to give us what we want. We know what we want. This is why you see the numbers. And then remember, I told you a while ago, they're going to try to normalize that a flop is the new norm. And that's exactly what they're doing. Every time they're always trying to justify and come out with, hey, oh, the numbers don't matter. Now they don't matter. But when Zack Snyder and David Ayer were there, they mattered. And then after that, they mattered. But all of a sudden, now with James Gunn, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and they always keep on coming with an excuse. We already know that DC is sinking, straight up, And as a longtime fan, like I said, this is I think this is the stop where I get off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of done with this, And I'm gonna be real with y'all. That video that I posted yesterday, calling out and exposing again, the shilling continues now with Peacemaker. Like first I could tell y'all not interested. I'm not seeing the views, and all right, it's understandable. This is why I'm talking about this now, because I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. Like I can tell people are not interested in that topic. So that's clear telling me, hey, I'm not even going to talk about that. You get what I'm saying? Because the views are not coming in. Now, with that being said, this is why, like I've been telling y'all, I'm working on my comic. I'm literally working on it right now. I'm going to show y'all some video after this video is done, and I'm going to show y'all like a clip that I'm actually working on. I'm actually now on like page 12. I'm actually doing the inks, the final art and all that stuff. Then I got to go back, all those images are going to have to get scanned, and one by one, I got to go and edit the wording and stuff like that, the text and things like that. So it's a fun project that I'm trying to knock out ASAP to bring it to each and every one of you. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, yes, it's going to be inspired by Zack Snyder. Yes, it is inspired by David Ayer. It's inspired heavy by the Snyderverse and what we saw before, with all that tone and all that, like, brute type of style, if you want to say. And of course, doing my style, my way, and things like that. But I'm telling you right now, like, the people that I've shown this to, they're like, yo, you got something good right here. So this is why I'm trying to, like, not rush it, but I'm trying to put it together so we can all enjoy it. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, you have a lot of James Gunn fans out here talking so much smack. And they're like, oh, DC's eating good and this and that. I don't know how, but I'm telling y'all right now, when people are like, oh, the Snyderverse is done, this and that. Okay, maybe right now for the cinematic universe, it's on hold, it's on pause and stuff until, things change in November next year and stuff like that. It's crazy how this is all starting to sound like politics. And, like until next year, November, like same BS, And this is where this has all come down to, where it's like, yo, like fans are fed up. People are tired of it. People are just completely exhausted, And it's not that it's a superhero fatigue, because there's not. People still want these type of movies and this type of content. The thing is that people just want good quality. Now, when you don't give that, of course, your audience is just gonna be like, "Yo, like we're not interested." This is why, like I said, what I'm doing with my comic, I'm trying to bring in all that, that style, that tone. So when you as a reader or just look at it and stuff like that, you'll be able to see, hey, look, okay, I see where the inspiration is coming from. I see where this is all heading to, you know? And like I said, it's just everything is building, everything is coming together slowly. I'm not trying to rush just to put our product out there and stuff like that. But once everything is done, I'm hoping y'all support it. You get what I'm saying? Like both, with of course word of mouth and watching it and stuff like that. But of course, when actually it goes up for sale and stuff, the sales and stuff for to support it, because all this is going to be actually, it's going to need funding and things like that. Hopefully y'all come through. I'll be honest with y'all. Like I'm putting all this work and stuff like that, and we're gonna see what's gonna come from it. I'm telling you straight up, there's so many plans that I have with this, but one step at a time. But being able to all be able to say, yo, okay, I get it. DC is not doing anything right now with the Snyderverse. Okay. But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, with this is kind of a door to say, hey, look, this is still kind of going. Even though it's not DC and it has nothing to do with that, but it's very inspired and it's very influenced by what DC has done when it came to the cinematic universe with Zack Snyder and David Ayer. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like the scenes that I'm working on with this comic is what I would have done if I was to do, like, hey, this is what a Ben Affleck's standalone film could have been. You see what I'm saying? Like, you will see that it's gonna be a lot of things. Of course, now I'm throwing my characters, my story now, so I'm not gonna give that to WB and say, hey, look, this could have been for you. No, this could have been for you straight up, but now I'm putting that into my comic. You get what I'm saying? That's gonna be my first issue, and from there, like I've been planning, how to expand it to introduce the next, set of characters and stuff like that. And it's coming out nice, because when you look at it, you'll all see eventually very soon. That's it. The sketches are like they're finally going into the final set of drawings and stuff like that. So adding the inks, the shadows, all that stuff. The first issue is going to be black and white just because it's very time consuming. Maybe later there might be an issue with color and stuff like that, but right now I just want to do black and white just because it brings more of that. I don't know, it's just that tone that it makes it feel like more dark, in the sense where it's like, okay, I see why and how this universe is, and I'm not going to be like focusing on jokes. I'm not going to be focusing on anything that's going to be cheesy. None of that stuff. I just want it to be straight up like, on the level of what the DCEU was before. Like it's a universe that it's gonna be not dark in the sense where it's like, damn, it's so depressing and stuff. But it's gonna be more of like, okay, yeah, like these characters they could be in the real world setting, and not to the level of what like Christopher Nolan did and stuff, where it's like, damn, that's way too realistic. Later on, I'll add characters probably with like abilities and powers and stuff like that. But right now is the main one character, so that way, once he's introduced, from there, things are going to come together and it's just going to open the door to more things. And overall, like I'm saying, it's just something where it's going to be just good entertainment. And it's going to be something, like I said, this is not for everybody. I'm telling you right now. So if you're the type of fan and the view that's like, oh, well, I want it to be cheesy. I want it to be bright. I want it to be happy. This is not for you. I'm telling you straight up. This is going to be like straight up like a rated M, rated R type of comic. I am not trying to target to no kids. Hell no. I want this for like adults, like mature audience, where they can read it and be like, all right, cool. Like, all right. I mean, it's gonna be strong language. It's gonna be very. Some scenes are like, damn, like they're hardcore in the sense of like, like they're very brute and stuff like that when they're fighting and things like that. And the scene that I showed you on that sketch, you see the character that dude gets shanked in the back of the shoulder because he's in a fight scene with two other clowns. And that right there is just inspired because remember the warehouse scene when Batman gets jabbed in the shoulder, I think, and then he takes down that goon and stuff like that. It's straight up like that, straight up. It's gonna be in that tone like the warehouse scene. Like I want these fights, to be exactly like that, where we can say, yo, I see exactly where you got that inspiration, you know? And I'm gonna tell you straight up, you know, like I want everybody to know that this is going to be inspired by the Snyderverse. It's going to be inspired by David Ayer. It's you know, with his Suicide Squad and stuff like that. I'm actually listening to the music, you know, the music score and stuff. And as I'm drawing and listening to that, I'm like, yo, like, damn, this is crazy how it's just falling into place on its own. And I'm like, yo, what the hell is happening? You get what I'm saying? Like, I tried just for the hell of it to play around and say, you know what, let me just see. And I was listening to different like music scores and stuff like that. It wasn't hidden. Once I put those, you know, like, you know, I've been listening to Zack Snyder's Justice League, you know, the Suicide Squad, not the one from James Gunn, the one from David Ayer, the actual, you know, music score. I'm like, yo, it just inspires me. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. All week I've been drawing. All week. I'm telling you right now, like it's to a point where I'll be exhausted. I'm like, damn, I don't want to draw no more. And I'm like, you know what? I need to do it. And like right now I'm drawing. So it's like I want to show y'all. You know what? Let me see if I could just show y'all real quick, because sometimes I know talk is like whatever, but now that we're here, so y'all can see some exclusive stuff that I'm working on. Yeah, the warehouse is amazing. Even Scott Adkins said that Zack Snyder knows how to film action, and he's an action star. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Appreciate everybody's watching. I see y'all watching and stuff. So let me see if I can actually show y'all, so we can actually see this. So I can share. All right. So look. So if you're watching this, this is straight up exclusive. You can see. All right. This is what I was just saying. You see, I'm doing the bubbles. That's straight up all hand drawn. Everything here is straight up. This ain't no digital. This is not gonna be, you know, AI. None of that garbage. I'm telling you straight up. This is just from what y'all saw, the sketch. This the concept art, whatever, all this stuff. And then now I'm moving. Like you can see that I'm drawing with the actual pencil, the character. You see the silhouette and stuff like that. And you can see right here, you know, like that picture that I posted the other day. And you can see that I'm drawing. And look, page 7, page 11. Right now I'm on like page 10. So it's like all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to this, and you can see right here, this clown's coming at the character. You know, I'm starting to add the shadows and all that stuff. And like I said, you know, when Ben Affleck's Batman gets shanked in the shoulder, this is also inspired by that. You know, it's like, okay, that warehouse scene, and like dude's looking at him, bam, he's gonna get a roundhouse straight to the face. You get what I'm saying? Like dude gets popped, you know, his mask falls off and stuff like that. And this all, well, I can't show y'all yet, because this right here is the next one that I can't put out yet, because when you read the comic, then you guys are gonna see what's gonna come from this, and what's going on with this scene and stuff like that. But yeah, this is what I'm working on right now, like y'all can see, you know. And you know, I still gotta go back and add more shades and shadows, and it's gonna take some time. But once all of that's already in there, then you know, like the long hard process, it's already done, you know. And it's like some people, I know somebody said the other day, they were like on this one, they were like, yo, I see that the Black Adam inspiration from this one. And now I see it, I'm like, all right, yeah, cool, I see. You know, I didn't see it like that. I was just drawing the character, and you know, like this is the main hero, if you want to say, of the story. So this dude straight up, you know, like is watching, you get what I'm saying, watching over the city and stuff like that. And in this scene, he's like, yo, like, where's these scumbags? You know, like, criminals don't sleep. Finally, somebody says, help. You know, he's like, yo, finally some action. You know, time to kick some ass. That's why he gets into this fight with these clowns. And, you know, like, again, there's a reason why he's fighting these clowns in this scene and stuff. And this is something like what I know that, I guess if you want to say how people tend to do, you know, introduce other characters and stuff like that, this on its own, it's setting up something for later down the road with the same story. So is it teasing towards the next issue? Yes. Is it already setting it up? Yes. Is it important right now? No. That's the important part, that it's not important now, and it's all going to connect in the next issue. And I'm seeing this now, and I'm like, yo, this is actually coming out real good, like in the sense of the story itself. And you can see the bubbles, you know, like on the panels, like these bubbles is where you put like the letters and stuff like that. So if you create comics and you draw comics, and you know about comics and manga and all that stuff, those bubbles always have like what they're saying, what they're thinking, you know, like stuff like that. So This is again, this is just the sketch and stuff like that, and of course you can see the strong language. This is not going to be, like I said, this is not for kids. This is for like straight up people that are, grown people in the sense of mature content, because like this right here is not, this ain't for kids and stuff, just straight up. Like I'm just trying to keep it more like towards the R rated rating, just because I can do more with that. And like I'm telling you straight up, like there's no studio telling me, hey, you could do this and you cannot do that. I am the studio in this situation. And this is why I be doing those polls, and I ask y'all, what do y'all want to see? What do y'all think? Like what's your feedback on it? Because that tells me, okay, this is what the audience wants. This is what the reader and the viewer wants. And once you have that and you give it and you present it, then all right, cool, it's good to go. This is why, like, from the beginning I said, this is not going to be something that's going to be like how Peacemakers, like, oh, okay, we're going to throw in a R label, but we're going to throw a bunch of stupidity in it. No, this is what people want right here. Like, they just want mature, serious content in the sense of what the story is. And I'm telling you right now, you will not, let me repeat that, you will not see no type of agenda in my comics. I stand against all that. I am not with it. I don't roll with it. I do not support it. You will not see none of that trash in none of my work. Straight up. Everything is going to be of what these characters are. Like I told y'all, like comics in the 90s were badass. That's what people enjoyed. Now the comic industry has shifted and it's changed so much where it's like people just want good entertainment. And you don't want to have a scene where like people are just boring and they're just talking. No, people just want to be like, yo, get to the point. I want to see them kicking ass. I want to see them going at it. And that's what I want to bring. See what I'm saying? So when you have this character, our main guy that's right here, you just see the silhouette. You'll see it in page, I think it's like page 7, where you finally see his full reveal that I'm gonna show y'all. And like even he's like, yo, finally some action, let's kick some ass, because this is why he's doing it. I'm not telling you the reason why yet, but when you're reading in the story itself, it's setting it up why this character is doing this. And it's something where it's like, I want to have it more where it's like people are going to be believing it more, in the sense where like, damn, anybody can be a hero if you want to say, but at the same time anybody can be a villain. you know Anybody can side probably with this asshole right here and say, you know what, yeah, he's right, or hey, you know what, he's wrong, or the hero's good, but I get his point, but you know what, I side with the villains and stuff like that, because I want it to be a universe like that where people are gonna be like, you know what, you pick and choose who you like. Like sometimes the hero isn't always the hero, and sometimes the villain isn't really the villain. And it's gonna be a lot of plot twists, and it's gonna be just, yo, I would have never saw that coming. Who would have thought? You could have a bad guy, and he was good all along. It's just he did bad things for a reason, because his motives, or whatever his reasons he feels or she feels that they stand for. Because I'm gonna have female characters in here too. This world's not just gonna be males, it's gonna be women also. And you're gonna have good ones and you're gonna have bad ones. And there's gonna be, reasons why they do the things that they do. And this is why, like I said, like everything starts on page 7. Like, damn, I wish I could show y'all, but I just can't yet because it's not ready, and at the same time I don't want to spoil it for y'all. When you read this comic, I'm telling you right now, remember the name of the comic is going to be called Rebel Defenders. All right. There's a reason why these characters all fall under that category. And when you're reading in the story itself, you're going to be like, okay, damn, when does the action start? The first 6 pages is just a basic, very basic introduction to who this character is, our hero. I'm still working on the name. I kind of got a name, but I think I do have something already, and we'll all find out who and what the name is at the end. I'm gonna leave it like at the end, introducing what his name is, and that's gonna be also inspired how with Michael Keaton. Remember when Tim Burton, when he had Batman talking to the goon, and he's like, "What are you, man?" And he was like, "I'm Batman." I want to do something like that, in the sense where like, okay, that's the inspiration, but it's going to set up and say, hey, look, this is the end of the first issue. Now we're going to get ready for issue 2, but now this character has been fully introduced, in the sense of, okay, damn, this dude is kicking off this new universe, but at the same time, what else is out there, within the streets that this character is facing, all these villains and all that stuff. Because with, you know, it's like everything. Once you start doing right, you start doing good, quote unquote, everything has a consequence. You help one side, but you're gonna get the other side against you, you know. And if you take them down, then more people are gonna come after you. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to focus on and trying to keep it with, in the sense of, you know, just the entertaining side. You know, I want to keep it to where this is going to just stay on track with the characters. And you know, what else is it going to be setting up? Who else is it going to be bringing in? That's the part where it's the fun part, because later on we're going to find out as we continue to go more deep into this story. And that's the fun part. That's why, like I said, on page 7 is where we're finally going to see who this character is. And from page 7 to page 32, because I'm doing 32 pages on this. Damn, I can't show y'all. Like, I'm eager to show you and talk about it, but I can't. But I'm telling you right now, on the last page, from now to like what, 7 to 32, it's just action. All of that is just action and stuff like that. So it's just, I'm telling you right now, it's just gonna be fun and stuff like that. So in case you're wondering, yeah, that's my Gundam on my wall that that I have right there, that it just motivates me and stuff like that. But yeah, like that's why I said, you know what, I want to talk about this, because I'm telling you straight up, even though I love DC, like I've always been a fan of it, like I'm just not interested in what they're doing right now. They've lost every idea when it comes to what their cinematic universe is, and this is where I get off as a fan. I'm just gonna step on the side. I'm probably not gonna be talking as much about DC, just because one, I'm not interested. Two is just, I just don't care. You know, like I just don't care. The views are telling me, hey, people are not interested in this, so that tells me everything, you know. And again, I'm not gonna give free advertising to James Gunn. Like, I guess now moving forward with the channel, I'm gonna keep talking about different things, and of course, if something comes up with, you know, Snyderverse, of course I'm gonna keep talking about it. You know, with anything else that has to do, like, you know, that's very interesting for us, then hell yeah, I'm gonna keep on talking about it. But I think it's time to shift gears and start focusing on this, and for all of us. And when I say all of us, is because if you want good entertainment and you just want, you know, just fun, solid entertainment, that's it. You know, that's badass, and it keeps it, you know, real to what it is. I'm telling you straight up, this right here, you're going to want to tune in. This right here is what you're gonna want to see. And like I've been showing y'all, you know, like once everything is ready, I'm gonna give y'all 2 free pages so you can see digitally, and you can see, okay, boom, this actually takes place. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, that the picture that I showed y'all. Let me see if I could probably look through here real quick, and you can see. Look, page was that page 211. This right here is the next one that I'm working on and stuff like that. And you can see that I was working on it. What's today? 16. Yeah, I was working on it earlier today. But there's a scene in here. Well, nah, it's not on this one. I haven't gotten to it, but it's very action, you know, and it's like I showed it the other day when I announced it. It's a bank heist. That's going to be a fun one. I'm telling you right now. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, from page 7 to 32 is all nonstop. That thing is gonna be just pure chaos. It's gonna be fun, and you know, like our hero, he's not fucking around. I'm telling you right now. Like, this character, he's straight up on the level of like Ben Affleck Batman. You know, like with the Batmobile. So just so I can tell you what's to come, like he goes all out, you know. And I can't wait. I can't wait to hear how people start complaining and saying, "Oh, that character is this and that." Exactly. That's how I wanted that character from the start, and that's why I'm gonna keep him like that. You know, like I'm not gonna have this character. Yo, let's talk it out. Nah, nah, nah. This character is gonna do what's necessary at every time. And some situations, this character, even though he's a hero, he's gonna have to make the hard decisions. Do some of these people or some of these criminals that he's going up against, do they survive or not? You know, because it's gonna be a pick and choose. And everything in this story is, it has a consequence. Whatever you do has a consequence. It might not have it now, might not be a little bit later, but it will catch up. And it's like saying your history, what is it, your past came to haunt you. And that's what I want to have in this story, because this straight up is gonna be like, yo, you know what, yeah, he's not playing around, straight up, you know. Yeah, it looks like a Joker team. Like I said, it is inspired by that, you know, but of course I'm doing it my take and stuff like that. There's a lot of inspiration in here. There's also some Arkham City inspired, you know, that's going in here. Telling you straight up, yeah, like Thanos, I'll do it myself. Yeah, you got to, you know. Sometimes this is what happens when the industry has gone down the drain, and you just straight up, you just can't take it anymore, you know. And as a fan, I just can't take it anymore. You know, like everything is so generic, everything is so basic, and I'm be honest with you. Like I draw, so I'm like, you know what? Damn, put my skills to the test, and just bring it to y'all. And finally, this is all finally coming together. I can't wait to finally finish it. Hopefully, it should be done. I want to say probably maybe in September. Hopefully it like, because I gotta go back and, you know, it's 32 pages. You draw first with pencil, then you gotta go back and do it with ink, add the shadows, like y'all can see, you know, like all this stuff. And that's just that. You still have to do the backgrounds and things like that. And then you have to go back and scan each page. You have to crop the picture. You have to like there's so much crap behind this. But it's fun though. You know, it's straight up fun. And I know y'all gonna enjoy it, you know, like straight up. Let's see. Oh, Little Nero's in Home Alone. Yeah, man, straight up, you know. Yeah, I see y'all like it. Appreciate that. I could tell you something. Yeah, what's up? What's up? You should draw a Batman suit, make it look cool. Yeah, it's gonna have some style, but of course, it's gonna be, you know, my take on it and stuff like that. Yeah, I've been taking my time way too long. I'll be honest with y'all. Look, because that's what I was looking at. Look, this one. Look at this. I drew this on 8/28/24. This is last year. I'm like, yo, what the hell? It's just life happens. You know, things come up and stuff like that. So from 8/28, this is about to be a year that I straight up, you know, like where is it? Right here. That I drew this. 8/28. Yo, like it's crazy. So that's why I'm like, you know what? Nah, it's time to get back to the grind. And like I said, all week I've been drawing. I'm up to page 12. I still have to like up to page 32. This is gonna be a fun project. But I'm telling y'all straight up, in the end, I'm telling you, this shit's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. That's the most important part, you know, because the main thing that I'm thinking about is keeping it entertaining. You know, like I said, I'm not keeping no type of agenda. I don't care none of that. I don't care about no politics. I don't care about none of that crap. I just care about, yo, what's this character gonna do? How he's gonna do it? Who are these people linked up to? Who's this lady? Like, you know, like all these type of things is what I take in consideration. And I think I'm like, all right, what's up with this character? What he's about? What about the other one? You see what I'm saying? Because clearly you see that there's two. You know, the other one's like, yo, come on, let's leave now. And this dude's like, he just got his ass beat because straight up he got a roundhouse to his face. You know, so it's like, dude's not just gonna be able to say, yo, I'm gonna walk it off. You know, it's like, nah, this dude got his ass handed to him. And, you know, like, and the next scene after this is gonna be again introducing the next character that's going to take it's gonna play a big role in this story. And like I said, that's why I'm like introducing, building, and at the same time, it's all already connected on this universe. You know, like on this timeline. There's no multiverse bullshit here. There's none of that right now. Everything is just straight up. Yo, this character, this world, and what they stand for. Because I want to have it to where all these characters are gonna be, you know, they stand for something. Like in today's world, you know, like some people are like, yo, I stand for this or I believe in that. And, you know, I'm against this, I'm against that. Or sometimes you have 50-50. People are like, yo, I'm against it, but you could bend the rules. And, you know, in a scenario that's like, okay, you got to do what you got to do. You know, you're not trying to justify it, but you're kind of justifying and trying to, like, you know, go under the radar and stuff like that. Right now it's gonna be black and white. Later on, I want to put color maybe, but right now it's gonna be just black and white. You know, and reason why is because when the first what it was the first TMNT, the Ninja Turtles comic came out, and the first Walking Dead, that's was one, it inspired me to do that, and two, it's like, yo, like it's just quicker, you know, because color you got to go back literally. Like with color, that's gonna be probably later, just because you need a team for that. Because now that I'm doing all this, look, I'm gonna tell you straight up, you need a writer, you need an artist, you need a pencil, you need ink, and you need somebody to come up with the text. So I'm doing the job right now of 5 people. 5 people. But I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'll rather do it like this. It takes a little bit longer, but you're getting it all original. This is all original coming from my head. Like this is all from me. Like you don't have a team with this. This is straight up everything you're seeing on this paper is what I've been thinking. I'm like, yo, how the hell did I even come up with this? I have no clue. And like I told y'all, I just put music, I listen to it, and I let that inspire me. And then I just picture a scene in my head and I just go with it. Like I don't sit here and be like, yo, on this box I'm gonna draw this, on the next box I'm gonna draw the other thing. Maybe this might connect with no no no. I'm just drawing. I'm just drawing as I'm going, and it's slowly starting to connect. And I'm like, yo, this is pretty badass. Like, and then that of course I keep it, with the inspiration of okay, I saw how Zack Snyder did this in Justice League or Batman versus Superman, Man of Steel, and of course what we've already seen, with what he does with his movies and stuff like that. So I see mainly the storyboards. So this is technically a storyboard, but I'm just throwing it into a comic. So like that's the fun part, I guess. Where it's like okay, like put it together. Like this is cooking right here. You're seeing how I'm cooking. The ingredients are the pencil, the pen. You got the big Sharpie marker. The jumbo size. And I'm not picky about this. Like some people are like they make it so strict where like look, you got to get a certain pencil, you got to get certain materials. Yo, I keep it real. An artist works with whatever is given to him. Straight up. If you got a pencil with no eraser, damn it, you make it work. And I'm one that I usually draw and I barely use the eraser. I've been complimented about that since high school. People are like, yo, how do you draw and you don't even erase? I don't know. I just it's my thing. And people used to tell me in school, "Yo, you look like you straight up copied that. Like you literally put it on a printer and you just copied it." I'm like, "No, I drew that. I actually drew that." And if you see closer, you can see some of the pencil that I had to actually go over with and like then later I go and I erase it just because time and once I scan it, you have to clean it up just so it can look clean and stuff like that. So there's it's work, it's work. Yeah, keeping it old school. I'm just keeping it old school, but at the same time, like with the new, I guess the new technology and the new stuff that we got now, it makes everything much more easier. So once this goes into the program, this right here is the what they call the bleeding. So whatever comes out, if you're into printing, you know what I'm talking about. Like whatever's outside of the border, it when it goes into the printing, it gets cut. So once they cut it, that's the stuff you just throw out, and whatever's inside the line is what keeps stays in the comic and stuff. Sometimes y'all see that in the comics, you see like a white line or a black border, is because once it cuts with the blade, you have that little piece that's like still sticking out, so you don't ruin your art and things like that. So it's a process and stuff like that. Yeah, I've seen pro comic artists, Sakura Pigma, Marco pens. Lucky they're not expensive. Yeah, I got some pens, markers, and all that good stuff. Like straight up, like I'm ready. I'm ready when it's time to add color and stuff. See what I'm saying? So I got my hoo markers right there. And once it's time to add color to it, then hell yeah, I'm gonna add color to it and things like that. So, that's later on though. Probably when I do like a single picture of the main character, then I'll add some color and things like that. Do you listen to music like Drake or 21 Savage, Kendrick Lamar? Yeah, hell yeah, I listen to everything. I'm telling you straight up, I listen to everything. I listen to classical, to rock, to straight up emo, to Spanish country. Yo, I don't care. If I'm vibing it and I'm feeling it, I'm listening to it. Like there's some music that I don't just because it does. Like I said, if it doesn't get my attention in the first 10 to maybe 12 seconds, then I just press skip. That applies to everything. I don't know why. I've always been like that. But yeah, I listen to everything though, so I'm not picky. Have you ever thought about animation? Yeah, but animation I don't mess with. That's a whole different world right there. Like maybe later on I might do something with it. I'm gonna have to hire somebody, a team for that because animation is straight up like, damn, that's very time consuming, very expensive, but at the same time, it's like I know you get the end results that they're beautiful. So probably I might do something basic. Maybe when it's time for like the trailer for once all of this is ready, then I'll get some clips and just put them together and stuff like that. So I do have a track that I want to put to it. So Like once everything is ready, then I probably got to get that license for that track that I want to put. I already looked into it and stuff. It's gonna be like it's not gonna have lyrics. It's just straight up like cinematic music and things like that. So I want to put that out there so that way when people see it, of course, it's just of the moment of what you're seeing and stuff like that. It's it's gonna be something interesting. Like I said, like that's why I'm putting all this together. A lot of work, as you can see, it's a lot of work and stuff like that. But overall, it's just fun. I'm enjoying this for y'all. And trying to put something together where the ones that appreciate this can enjoy it. Like I said, I'm aware it's not for everybody. Not everybody's gonna like it, and I'm cool with that. But I already know since day one, I'm not here to please everybody. Like I'm here to put straight up the work for us that enjoy this type of content. How's my day going? It's been going chill. I can't complain today. Just pretty much been just here in the studio, just drawing and stuff like that. So sometimes once I come into the studio, I'll put music. I'll probably take a break here and there, but most of the time I'm just here, drawing and stuff, just because, this is very time consuming. I'm right now, like I said, I have 12 pages to try to finish up by tomorrow, just because I'm rushing myself. Not that I'm rushing the product. I'm just rushing myself because I know this could be a little bit like, yo, it's not gonna get done on its own. Like I have to go out there and put it. And the more faster that I work on it, the faster you'll be able to see it and you'll be able to enjoy it. That's the goal. I'm just trying to get to that. So hopefully within well, we're in August, hopefully by next month in September, something should be already official, like everything is already wrapped up and things like that. Because like I'm telling y'all right now, like I want to have this where it's gonna be already 100% complete and we can all enjoy it and stuff like that. And of course I'll put the whole thing, the links where everybody can support it and you can buy it and stuff like that. Everything's gonna be legit and things like that. So what's up? What's up? So Broly, appreciate you for watching. Also, everybody, Jack, I see all of y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and all that good stuff. We're just here checking out on what I'm working. Like I said, and then the fun part's gonna be this right here, the Sharpie. This right here, so damn strong. Like you have to wear a respirator to straight up use one of these bad boys just because the fumes are so strong. So if you draw, you already know what's up. This one's right here, the same thing, some other Sharpie. Again, these are straight up. This right here, this ain't nothing fancy. I only use it so I could do the main shadows on the backgrounds and stuff like that. Like on the parts that have to be dark and stuff like that. Just to make it stand out, make it look more dramatic and things like that. So that's the beautiful part about it. Your day has been boring this 25 year. It sucks. You want to get over until 2026. Yeah, a lot of people are feeling like that. Just don't let the daily pressures and whatever's coming your way, hold you back and hold you down. Whatever y'all going through, overcome it. Ride that thing like a bull and just try to get to the next one, because everybody's going through something right now. Like straight up, everybody's going through something. But don't let that hold you back. And whatever you're going through, probably is just, it's just life is like that. Things are complicated. And if you got a hobby, go out there and enjoy it, whatever it is that you enjoy. If it's sports, if it's video games, if it's watching movies, hell, even if it's drawing. If you're into art, draw. If you feel you're not drawing good enough, keep on drawing. Practice makes perfect. And the same thing, if you do music, if whatever it is that you do and you enjoy, go out there, riding bike, I don't know, hiking, just going on trails and stuff like that. Just be careful, because you got all type of wild animals out there and stuff like that. But just do your thing, go out there, have fun. That's the key to life, I guess. Just go out there, do you, have fun. And with or without anybody, you just got to do what you got to do. You got to stay positive and endure everything. Sometimes it could be rough, it could be overwhelming. Yo, it happens to me too. Like I'm not perfect. There's days where I'm like, yo, like damn, like you just, it's just human nature. You're just gonna feel some way, some shape, or whatever. But you just got to keep doing, you got to keep going. And like you just can't stop. That's why with this comic, that's why I was like, yo, you know what, today this is what I want to talk about, mainly just because I know that people are interested. And it's like, I know it's been a while and I post here and there, but I think now, like I said, for now, I think I'm gonna take a little pause, maybe a little break from DC. I'll still talk here and there about it, but I will be talking about different things too. So don't be surprised if y'all see different content on the channel. Nothing bad, but still within the same topics that we talk about. But probably you might see more like video games, anime, manga, toys that I review. Because I mean, when I started, this was a toy review channel, and it's crazy how it's grown, and every day like more and more people keep on like supporting it, which is awesome. It's dope to see that. Let's see. In terms of drawing, Pinterest is one of the best sites for references. Yeah, Pinterest is a place sometimes that I'll look here and there. Just Google search and what pops up depending and stuff like that. Another thing too that I tend to do is probably just get like some action figures and stuff. So just in case, like I'll put them and I'll just move them around and just pose them, just to like get a character in a specific way and stuff like that. So like for example, like let me just grab from my collection. I'll just grab a Batman, right? And I'll just pose them how it is that I want them. So like if I'm looking over the shoulder, like I'll take a picture of it and just build off of that. You see what I'm saying? Just because, okay, that's how I want the character. That's how I want the angle that he's looking at, or wherever he's facing and stuff like that. The same thing, dynamic poses and things like that. It helps a lot. It helps a lot. And I suggest if anybody draws, you might need that. It's really really good to help you and stuff like that. I love watching movies, but it's just like hobby. Nobody movie. What TikTok and sports? I want something special. I don't. You didn't do anything. What this year? Dark again. Stay positive, my friend. Stay positive. Don't look at the negative. We're all gonna have dark days and stuff like that, but it's just how you see it. Honestly, you can get out of it. We all can. Did you see the AI '90s Justice League trailer? Nah, I haven't seen that. I saw two of them for Resident Evil. I was like, damn, they did it good. It had Nicolas Cage as Superman, and it looks incredible. Nice. I'm gonna have to check that out then. I'll check that out in a little bit. Uploaded by Strider HD. Okay, cool, cool. That looks like Ben Affleck Batman toy. Yeah, it is the Ben Affleck one from Mattel. This is from my collection that I actually have. This is the one from Suicide Squad. So yeah, that's a badass figure right there. Yeah, that's one of my goodies, if you want to say that, from the collection and stuff. Let's see. That's exactly how you draw. Yeah, a lot of people tend to draw like that. They use like I guess the little puppets, or I don't know what you call those things, and you just have a figure and you just move them around, pose them and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it's very interesting and things like that. So, but yeah, so this is pretty much like I said, what I really wanted to talk about today, just mainly because I've been working on this. That video I did yesterday was just like a last minute type of thing, just because seeing how things with DC are right now is just crazy. It's like it's crazy, and then you try to talk with these James Gunn cultists, and there's no type of reasoning. Like it's just insane at how they try to come at you and stuff like that. So that's why I'm like, you know what? The more they keep crying and complaining, the more I'm gonna keep on drawing, and I'm gonna keep giving it to them. They didn't like the Snyderverse, but guess what? This is all inspired by the Snyderverse, and just for them, boom, we're gonna keep on doing it that way and stuff like that. So yeah, so let me see what else. All right, cool, cool. Saw AI Resident Evil Code Veronica movie trailer with Henry Cavill as Chris. Oh damn, I haven't seen that one. I'm gonna have to check that one out. I want to see Batman fight Deathstroke and Killer Croc and Bane and Black Mask. That would be awesome. Yeah, that would have been awesome, awesome. Like completely. But again, when you have this studio that's so incompetent and owning the biggest and baddest IP characters, will your character always patch himself, or will he eventually get someone to do it? It's probably gonna be do. It's gonna be probably both. In the beginning, he's on his own, and eventually he's probably gonna have like a partner or somebody helping him out and stuff like that. So, like I said, as the story keeps on unfolding, I'll start introducing more characters and things like that. But right now, the main one, he's everything on his own right now, just because like he feels that it's on his own, he has to do it, and it's not that he's selfish, it's just that he has to be cautious with who he trusts, and that's pretty much how I want to have him for now, but he has to have his guard up, meaning you never know, just because you just don't know, sometimes you could help somebody and they could just do you dirty. So this character is the same. He's like, yo, like I'm being cautious and stuff like that. I take your characters based off of Batman. Yeah, he's gonna be inspired by Batman. He's also gonna be inspired by some other characters and stuff like that. So, it's just not Batman. There's also some inspiration from Black Adam, which is pretty cool too. To a certain point and things like that. But he's mainly gonna be just right now, like a hands-on type of character where like I don't know if maybe later I might throw some powers or abilities to him, but right now, for sure, he's just straight up like a street brawler, and yeah, he's just gonna be whooping ass straight up, Stone Cold style. He's gonna be oh hell yeah, just taking everybody down how he has to. Yeah. So let me see. Yeah, nice. James Gunn won't show up on the internet. Yeah, James Gunn straight up. You know what? Like, I'm like exhausted of hearing and talking about him. What do you think needs to be restored the most, Snyderverse or Bayverse? Both, both. Honestly, both. Snyderverse because DC is sinking, and the Bayverse is pretty much already restored because the script and stories or ideas they're already about to be presented to Paramount Pictures. And with that being said, um, like Paramount needs money. They're just like WB. They're both sinking. And the moment that they announced that whole thing that Michael Bay wants to come back to do what is it, another Transformers, then their stocks started shooting up. They're at like 77 the last time I checked. And that's a good thing. And I get it. I get it. Some fans are gonna be like, yo, I'm not down. I'm not down with the sense of what do you call this? That hold on, man. All right. Some people are gonna be like, "Yo, if Michael Bay comes back, that doesn't mean that the Bayverse is restored." Let me stop y'all. It means it doesn't matter. It could be a reboot. It could be whatever the hell they want to do. As long as Michael Bay is in charge directing, the Bayverse is restored. Period. It doesn't matter. As long as Michael Bay is back, and the same thing with Zack Snyder when he's back, because we know he's gonna be back. He's already back at WB. Once they announce, yo, we're gonna be doing this with Zach and David Ayer, that's it. It's restored. You can't fight that. You can't argue that. That's the one that started it, and that's who's running it. And the same thing with Transformers. We already had three different directors, three different takes. It didn't work. I get it. A lot of not a lot of fans. Some fans are like, yo, we could have got Transformers 2. You could have, but y'all didn't show up. And people don't care about G1 like that. I'm one. I don't care about the G1 style when it comes to the movies. I love what Michael Bay gave us. Alien technology, that thing was far advanced. It just didn't make sense. I like all that. That's what it's supposed to be. Now, if I want to see G1 style, I'll go watch a cartoon. I'll go buy a toy. That's where it sells. But in the universe, in the movie, live action, people don't care about that. People do not care, and it's proven now. It didn't work with Bumblebee. It didn't work with Rise of the Beast, unfortunately, and it didn't work with Transformers 1. Transformers 1 was alright, but it wasn't what, like, yo, I want to go see that. Nah, that's not for me. And it's proven. The audience has spoken. They want more of Michael Bay. Because Michael Bay, he just keeps you on the edge of the seat. It's entertaining. It's fun. It's stupid fun. That's all people want. People don't care. People just want to go to the movies for entertainment. Zack Snyder did the same thing. Zack gave us, along with David Ayer, something that was ahead of its time. Man of Steel is 12 years old. And the new Superman reboot couldn't top that. It just couldn't. And it won't. And it didn't. And the studio knows by now, yo, the Snyderverse and the community, they're deep. They're strong. Because the new reboot can't top that. It don't matter what they say. It's still not beating Man of Steel. It's not. And it's not going to. They don't like that. That's what they don't like, honestly. Matt Reeves talked about Robin. He said maybe he don't know because not true from James Gunn. Yeah, they're trying to bring in Robin, but then James Gunn came out and said no. I'm gonna tell you right now, these two, Matt Reeves and James Gunn, they're clashing. They're head bumping, and that's gonna affect them in the long run. You're trying to work on a drawing of you as All Might from My Hero Academia when Lindsay Lohan. Nice, do it. I would like to see that when you're done. Tag me on it. I think WB is too stubborn. Yeah, they are. I think the Snyderverse is the last resort when all else fails. Yeah, they're gonna have to go back to it. And even from the beginning, David Zaslav said it that yeah, they might have a plan B with Zack Snyder. It's not a coincidence. Think about it. For them to say, "Yo," at the beginning of a reboot, yeah, we'll still see if this doesn't work, then we continue the Snyderverse. And with that whole rumor that I told y'all about, and with Comcast and HBO Max, that they want DC alternative content for their streaming service, that's another hint right there. I'm telling y'all, things are happening behind the closed doors. We just don't know, and we can't know about it because there's non-disclosure agreements. By law they can't talk about it and stuff like that. I watched Spider-Man 4, but not Supergirl. It's for baby. It's for baby stuff. Yeah. Spider-Man 4. That's gonna outperform Supergirl. Honestly, I can actually escape with Snyder's movies. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. With Snyder, you escape reality, and that's what it all comes down to. Like you just want entertainment that you're gonna forget about reality. When I watch a movie and play a game, I'm like, or read a comic, I don't want to know about what's going on in the real world. I want to know what the hell's going on in that universe. Like I want to see these characters going at it and stuff like that. What do you think about the Superman saga being announced? A joke, honestly, a joke. Like James Gunn's just trying to leave his legacy. He's trying to do his trilogy. I'm telling y'all right now, James Gunn by next year, he's gonna straight up try to do everything that he can, but it's not gonna get far. I'm telling you, it's a long process to get one movie done. And dude wants to put out like 4 or 5 movies. I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Honestly, he's just saying that so people go and watch it. Peacemaker season 3 might happen just because James Gunn is there. Creature Commandos season 2, I think it happened. I don't know. I think it's happening because he's still there. While he's in power until November 2026, he's gonna do and put everything that he can. He's gonna try to cram everything in there, but he's not gonna get past all that he's doing and stuff like that. James Gunn is greedy as hell, straight up greedy as hell. James Gunn is a banana brain. Yeah, James Gunn is straight up a joke, honestly. The Superman saga will backfire on Gunn. Gunn knows Snyder is being considered as backup. Yep, he knows it. He knows it. That's why he's trying to do everything he can. He's trying to screw everything. And at the same time, it's interesting how he's trying to keep doors open in the sense of the DCEU. But at the same time, it's ridiculous how he's picking and choosing people from the Suicide Squad that they were all introduced in the DCEU. I don't care what anybody says. Peacemaker, what's this guy? Bloodsport, all those characters we saw in the DCEU. Now, if they make it to the DCU, that you should have just done a flat out reboot and recasted everybody. Just recast everybody. If this whole soft reboot, there's no soft reboot. It's either you reboot or you don't reboot. Which one of the two is it? And James Gunn has screwed up everything so bad that he doesn't even know what the hell he's doing anymore. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious to see. This is why I'm telling you, I'm not going to be talking about, like Peacemaker and how to fix it and what should be done and this and that, because I'm not going to give him ideas. Screw it. You're running your ship and it's sinking. He knows it. He knows that it's sinking. Once Zach is back, which we already know he's already back because of the 300 prequel, and he's working on 2 movies right now, that's going to be the next priority of WB. They're going to be like, yo, we got to do that 300 prequel. And once he was announced, remember that WB recently, sometime this year earlier, they had announced it. I think it was during the early spring or something like that, late winter. So we know that that's happening. So that's the whole point, but it is what it is. Geeks and Gamers say if James Gunn does Damian Wayne Robin, there's 10 to 15 years story arc skipped all because of James Gunn favorite Robin. Yeah, everything's going to be based on favoritism. Everything's going to be based on what James Gunn wants and stuff. But in the end, it's not going to work. Matt Reeves is producer, Clayface style realistic, but just because Andy's from Batman DCU, just no choice. Yeah. Look, that whole thing with Matt Reeves, with James Gunn, the Batman 2, Batman Brave and the Bold, I'm telling you right now, they're going to head bump very soon. And when they go at it, I'm telling you right now, in the end, 2 things are going to happen. Either Matt Reeves is going to walk out, or 2, James Gunn is going to force Robert Pattinson to join the DCU. I don't care what anybody tells me. Those are the 2 options that they're standing before soon. And Matt Reeves is going to end up getting screwed over just like they screwed everybody else over. And they're just going to be like, you know what? Nah, we just can't. We can't. He's going to walk out. Matt Reeves is going to eventually walk out. And James Gunn's probably going to take his Robert Pattinson, make him as the DCU Batman, and say, you know what? Now this is Batman Brave and the Bold. You're going to see he's going to end up screwing everything up. He doesn't care. Before he leaves, he's going to be, I'm going to make a mess. And then when he goes back to Marvel, like
that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna go back for to Marvel and stuff. He's rushing his trash out before he's out of a job. Yeah, Paramount's already considering buying WB. Yeah, that would be interesting. They can go ahead and buy WB, but I think the real winner is going to be in the end Comcast. I think that's the one that's gonna low key take the DCIP. They could go ahead and buy WB, you know. And there's a rumor now that Paramount is declaring war on Disney Plus because how bad Disney is doing. So that's good. It's good. I'm glad that Disney is sinking also. Do you like Robert Pattinson verse? Nah, I don't like Robert Pattinson. I don't like Matt Reeves either. Matt Reeves had the chance to do the Ben Affleck movie, and he chose Robert Pattinson. So yeah, screw him. Matt Reeves may get screwed over like Ben Affleck did with his Batman. Yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. At this point, I think that's exactly what's gonna happen. James Gunn will make Wonder Woman to be a princess dressed Disney style and trash. Yeah, straight up. I mean, James Gunn's just making everything raunchy. Like that's all he cares about, you know? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm glad he's doing that. I'm glad because that's just hurting the brand even more. Like keep making it into a joke. That's what it is. It's become a joke. And it's crazy how WB allow it. They're like, yo, whatever, you know? And you could just see the interactions. Nobody's interacting with it. Nobody cares about it. That's what I'm telling y'all. Superman was forced. It was fake. It was paid to get all those views and get all this interaction. But in the end, people didn't show up to the theaters. Not enough people. That's the thing. And then they want to have people believe that people were out there really watching it when people were putting pictures of empty theaters. I'm telling you, it was just all a scam. That's all it was. All of WB execs are annoyed with James Gunn. Yeah, yeah. I don't blame them. I don't blame them, and I'm sure they're all playing the blame game right now. You know, because it's just wild. It's wild. Like, how do you have a company and they're straight up misrepresenting your brand? Like, that doesn't comprehend through my head. I'm like, how do you have these big iconic characters and you straight up turn them into a joke? Honestly, you know. Let's see. I think James Gunn will get Chris Pratt. That could be a possibility. We know he was on set recently as Batman and Adam Sandler as Alfred to make a cheese joke. It could be. I would not doubt it. I hope you talk about the Bayverse more often. I'm a huge Transformers fan, and the Bayverse is my favorite thing about it. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna keep talking about the Bayverse, you know, and I'm gonna be probably making some more videos, you know, like now about that, just because, like, I'm tired of DC because of what James Gunn has turned it into and stuff like that. So yeah, for sure, you know, like keep posted. I'm definitely gonna be, you know, talking more about the Bayformers and stuff like that. Jack Black as the Penguin. I don't know how to feel about that. I know supposedly he was going to be for the Batman, but I just can't take Jack Black serious. He's straight up a comedian. I just can't. I just can't picture him. Like this dude that they got. Who was it? The one that's now, was it Colin Will Feller? I don't remember his name. The dude that's playing the Penguin. He did a good job. So I mean that's the only thing that was pretty much good about that whole universe. Blame Static on legal issue when the real reason the creators want nothing to do with Gunn. Yeah, people don't want to do nothing with James Gunn. Like straight up, people are just they know they're gonna ruin their career with him. I hope next year James Gunn does leave. Yeah, I think he's gonna be out soon. And Peter Safran's supposed to be out sometime this fall, and we're already entering fall, so he should be out within the next 90 days, because his contract is about to expire. But I think they're gonna let it expire. Rumor has it that they're gonna let Peter Safran's contract expire. They're not going to renew it because he wants to focus on his production. Of course, all the money he's been milking from WB, he's like, yo, you know what? I'm going to jump ship now while I still can. And, you know, he's going to go focus on his production, Saffron Productions or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, James Gunn's a drug right now. Let's see. Jonah Hill as Penguin would be perfect. Yeah, I think Jonah Hill would have pulled it off. But now he lost a lot of weight, so I don't know. But yeah, they could put the body and you know, like all the padding and stuff. Colin, there you go. Colin's Penguin should be paired up against Batfleck. Yeah, that would be dope. That yeah, they pretty much have the same tone and stuff. What do you think about the current state of the MCU? The current MCU is a joke. Also, I haven't seen none of their movies this year. That's crazy. Now that you're bringing that up, I didn't see Thunderbolts, also known as New Avengers. I don't know why the hell they even did that. I didn't see the new, what is it, Captain American Brave New World. I don't know what the hell it's called. And I didn't see, what was the other one that came out? Damn, I can't even think. Oh, Fantastic Four. I don't know. I'm just not feeling none of them. I was like, I'm just not feeling them. And that says a lot. You know, I used to watch Marvel movies when they first came out, but now I don't even look forward to them anymore. 2026, his contract is up. Whose contract is up? Peter Safran also? Because I know James Gunn's contract is up in 2026, but I think Peter Safran's contract is coming up right now to an end this year. That should be this fall, unless they extended it again. I don't know, but I know he started before James Gunn started. James Gunn makes Superman look like a joke. Superman have no aura, and it's no Superman. It's a Superboy. Yeah, a super joke. Then you got kids going from Superman to Gay X and Peacemaker. What are you doing, Gunn? Yeah, exactly. You know, that's another thing too, man. Honestly, you know, like they straight up okay, they went woke. That's it. With Peacemaker, it's confirmed. You know, with that whole thing that he's now bi and yo, you just straight up you ruined it for yourself, WB. You're about to find out what happens when you go woke. Straight up, you go woke, you go broke. Period. That's it. And look at what's been happening to Marvel. It's time to give James Gunn the same VIP treatment that we gave Marvel with all of these flops, and it's already happening. You know, that's it. It tells you everything by them saying and confirming that Peacemakers, you know, he's a buy. I'm like, come on, man, I don't care about that. Like, I just want to see the character. But again, they always have to push their agenda. Let's see, James Gunn do Super Family now. Not too much. Yeah, that's it. Just doesn't make sense anymore. The only thing that could have saved both Disney and DC is the implementation of both Mortal Kombat and Marvel vs. Capcom storylines if they really want to give new life to their individual franchises. Yeah. Now, Mortal Kombat has me a little concerned because I remember reading something recently. I don't remember if I shared it, but if not, I have to go back in my images and look at it. But apparently, they want to make Mortal Kombat, the new one that's coming out in October, they want to focus more on a comedy. And I'm like, yo, come on, man. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised with the way that things are being ran over there. It's like, damn, you know, like it would be a disaster if that happens. Let me see. What would be the first thing you would say if the DCU gets canceled? If it gets canceled, it's straight up be like, "Yo, that's it, the fall of the DCU," and then from there just keep going with it. But we already know what's coming from that. Straight up, the restoration of the Snyderverse. It has to. That's what was making the money. Sam Raimi would have killed a Superman movie. He would have what? He would have killed a Superman movie. Not sure what that one means. It's just a waste of time watching any of that. Yeah, it's completely it's useless to watch all that right now. Let me see. Let me see. James Gunn do Wonder Woman from writing Anna right now. That's messed up. Yeah, they were saying also too that if James Gunn would have put his wife in Ballerina, that movie would have done better. Pfft, yeah, right. Come on, man. We know nobody hires that lady. That's sad, you know, like nobody hires her and she's in the industry, you know, in the Hollywood industry. So is Mortal Kombat movie gonna be another movie I have to sell the Seven Seas to watch? I think so. I think a lot of us are gonna have to start selling the Seven Seas because I'm like kind of concerned about that. Like if they're trying to turn it into a comedy. James Gunn, I can't believe too much excuses he has. All he lives is with excuses. I watch Mortal Kombat too. I don't like will be trash. Looks awful. I like the costumes. I give him that. But yeah, I really hope it's not all comedy about Superman. Oh, that he would kill like if his Superman if he was to do it. Peter had to push Gunn had to do a Wonder Woman movie. Yeah, probably. There's like the Three Stooges. You have Mo Curly and I think Larry or whatever the other one was. That's David Zaslav, Peter Safran, James Gunn. All three of them are Three Stooges. Those morons don't know what the hell they're doing. The true DCU must return. Gunn and Reeves must go. Hell yeah, I can't wait for them to be out. Do you want me to email you my drawing or send it here on YouTube to tag you? Either one is fine, whichever one. You could do both if you want, tag and then also email it, whichever one, because sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. So whichever one you're comfortable with. Hell yeah, Pedro, you already know. Restore the Snyderverse. Fire Gun and Saffron. Yeah, hell yeah. Those two bastards are going to be out of there soon. And I can't wait, honestly. They know that their time is up. You know, Peter Saffron noticed that. He hasn't been talking. Very interesting. The last time that he talked, I think it was at that Brazil Comic Con, that it was probably in the spring. And since then, he's been quiet. He didn't come out at what it was at San Diego Comic Con. He wasn't, not that I know of, because I would have remembered, but probably he was there. But I know it was all about James Gunn, and that's the worst thing too about James Gunn. Dude thinks, look, let's be real. James Gunn is 60 right now. I think he just turned 60 or something like that. And in 10 years, if this quote unquote reboot does continue, which it won't, he'll be 70 in 10 years. So you're going to tell me this 70-year-old with this hot ass chick that he's with is going, he thinks he's straight up in a rock concert. Like he's still in high school and he's still cool and he's still doing a tour. Like, dude, you're ridiculous. Come on, dude. Like, focus on your company. Like, you're the CEO, for crying out loud. And WB, I don't even know why I don't go ham on him and be like, yo, like, get your shit together. You represent us. Like, you're embarrassing us. Every time James Gunn comes out, I'm like, I just take a deep breath. I'm like, what's this moron gonna say now? You know, like I just cringe. I can only imagine what his wife thinks of him, in the sense of, yo, just like the little penguins from Madagascar, smile and wave, boys, smile and wave. That's probably her. She's just like, yo, just smile and wave. You know, it's like complete. I don't get it. I really don't get it. You see, they won't mention ticket sales. Yeah, they're not mentioning ticket sales. And not only that, now that you're saying ticket sales real quick, the reason why they wanted to put it on streaming was to cut the theater, in the sense that they don't have to split any more profits with them, and they'll be able to keep more money in house. This is why I've been telling y'all it would make sense for HBO Max with Comcast, once they come on board, and I think that's what they're going to be testing the waters in January, is that they're going to see, yo, we can do DC alternative content, which would be the DCEU, on HBO Max exclusive. They don't have to pay no movie theaters. They keep all the money in house because they're going to be bringing in ads and they're going to be bringing in subscribers. They keep all that money and they're going to see, yo, the Snyderverse is bringing in money. And we know it because that toy from McFarlane, it still has like a few days left. It's about to stop. And that thing been got funded like in probably like 5 days, less than a week. It got funded over 400,000, and that shows you there's money there. There's money. They just don't want to admit it. You know, that's the thing. Let me see. What was the worst scene in James Gunn's Superman? Damn, the worst scene. I mean, everything was bad, but damn, the worst scene, I think, when he was going and talking with Lex towards the end, right before he like takes them down and stuff like that. Like they were both talking. I was like, what the hell? Like yeah, it was stupid. I was like, I can't believe this crap actually got approved. Like, who the hell at WB said, you know what, this is great, let's go with it? Probably dumbass David Zasloff. James Gunn will put Robin on baby diaper actor from Brave and Bold. Bad ideas. Damn, if he does, yo, like crap. I don't know. Gunn is 60 something years old. He needs to grow up. At least Snyder act his age. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know, it's embarrassing every time James Gunn comes out. He says something. James Gunn wants to make Batman take poop at back cover. Make bad DC. Uh, just shaking my head. I can't even, like, hell no. Like, I wouldn't doubt if that happens. Worst song choice for Mr. Terrific fight scenes. Yeah, like, yo, man, like it was really stupid. And then the deleted scenes that they're already all over the internet are even worse. And I'm like, damn, that's what I think they took out when WB saw this movie, because apparently there's like 2 hours of deleted scenes or something like that. So it tells you, yo, James Gunn filmed a bunch of crap. And I think this is where I think this is all adding up. When you see those deleted scenes, you're gonna be like, what the hell was this? Like, why? Like, there's a part where you see Mr. Terrific talking with Superman, and they're discussing the crack on a building, a crack on a building, and Superman's telling him something about like, oh, that wasn't there. He was like, oh, it was there. No, it wasn't. Like, and he walks away. He kicks rocks. Like, literally, I'm like, what the hell was this? Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Honestly, it's crazy. You know, like, it's completely like there's no words to describe how bad DC has become. Yeah, Superman saved by the bell. Drunk Aquaman, drunk Supergirl, poop fetish Superman, bug eating orm. Yep, that's James Gunn. And of course, throw in George Clooney in there, which has nothing to do with anything that we were with. You know, it's like it's completely a mess. A dance off, bro. Yeah, that's exactly what it would have been. Like, I'm telling you, James Gunn was dying. I'm sure he was so he was like itchy to put that Guardians of the Galaxy type of music on that trailer. They should have just done it. They should have done it. And remember, we called it when the first trailer came out. They had put from the director of Guardians of the Galaxy for Superman, and then they took it out. Why? Because people were complaining, saying, "Yo, you actually did that." That's what I'm telling you. I don't want to give ideas to them anymore. Hopefully, in the next movie of Superman, whatever they're trying to do, they end up putting music of Guardians of the Galaxy. I really hope so, and they do a dance off. You have Supergirl, you might as well make her dance. I mean, why not? You might as well at this point. How did James Gunn go from Slither, the scary ass body horror movie, to this? I have no idea. James Gunn is so overrated. Completely, I agree with you. Peacemaker will be canceled like the MCU. Hopefully, very soon. It will. For sure, for sure. You know, once you have the CEO of HBO Max coming out and admitting, saying that they lied and they ended up putting fake views so it could look like people actually watched it, that tells you everything about this company. That tells you everything. It shouldn't be no surprise. So if they tell you, if they tell you, yo, we actually use bots, imagine what they're not telling us. They're also lying to everybody completely. You know, James Gunn became like Joker, be a crazy clown. Disney should have had the classic retro X-Men team join the Fantastic Four. You know, with Angel, Cyclops, Beast, Iceman, Jean Grey, and Professor X. They would have probably done better box office. Yeah, yeah, they probably would have. You know, I don't argue with that. And now seeing that image that we seen that Deadpool, he put the A with the anarchy on it. We already know Deadpool's gonna be back for Doomsday. They're trying to deny it. They're just trying to say that he's not. In the end, he's gonna be in both Doomsday and Secret Wars. You know, like Secret Wars is gonna be massive. I'm telling y'all right now. Secret Wars, that thing is nuts. You have everybody from like freaking every universe in that timeline. You know, just for the Secret Wars and so it's pretty nuts. That I'm looking forward to. Doomsday also. You know, like when they do these big team ups like that, I look forward to it. You know, like I'm actually looking. Like I can't wait to see it. Hopefully, they actually do something good. But at this stage, I have no idea. And now they're talking about they're bringing back what's her name, She Hulk, that she's gonna come back. And people already like, yo, hopefully she twerks with the Hulk in freaking the middle of a war and stuff like that. That's gonna be completely just nuts if they do that. James Gunn is a failure. James Gunn is a loser. We will stop at nothing until Snyderverse is restored. Any methods will be used. Hell yeah, we haven't stopped, and they know it. James Gunn wants goofy villains on Justice League, not Dark Side, not dark, just trash. Yep, yep, yep. That's exactly what it is. In the end, it's all gonna be like a freaking dance off. Like who could dance, and it's just gonna be nuts. Beyonder, how can they not figure out Blade? Exactly. I don't know how the hell they don't figure out Blade. I'm like, yo, you just did. You had Blade back in Deadpool and Wolverine. What the hell's going on? Who knows what the hell? Blade is so easy to write a script about. Yeah, who knows what the hell? That Blade movie will never be made. Yeah, it's been canceled like 3 times. It's been delayed like 4 times, I think. And how many directors have come and gone? And who knows what that? Like I tell everybody, Blade is just a haunt production. It's haunted. Period. You know, I don't believe in superstition and stuff. I'm just being sarcastic. But that movie is straight. Blade is straight up haunted. That movie, like you're right. That thing is never gonna get made. Well, who knows what the hell's going on with that? James Gunn picks unknown characters, so nobody will confront him for butchering the character. Yeah, yeah, he's trying to go the cheap route. Raid style, Blade movie B. DC canceled the Slade Raid movie style. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. You know, it's sad. It's sad. That's what I'm saying. Like this industry has become a joke. It's like they don't care anymore. Both Marvel and DC, they just don't care anymore. I don't know why Matt Reeves never was true James Gunn don't look what? Don't look script Batman? I didn't understand that. You don't know why what James Gunn looked at his script or something? Am I wrong? Worried about the Mortal Kombat film? I'm a little concerned. I'm not worried, but I'm a little concerned. I'm gonna be honest with you because after hearing that they want to turn it into a comedy, They want to add more humor to it. That tells you a lot of things, you know. Like it's like these companies, both Disney and Marvel, are trying to get away from anything that has to do like R-rated material to try to push a PG. You know, like you might as well just do a Mortal Kombat rated G movie. Like if that's what you're trying to do. I mean, like come on, you know. Zack Snyder should bring Orion to help the Justice League fight Darkseid. Let there be tension between the two. Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope. I was just watching the Snyder cut a few days ago. Also, man, it's crazy how the quality on that is. You know, it's like how it sets up Darkseid and everything. You know, the future nightmare timeline. I'm like, damn, yo, WB, like how stupid you have to be not to continue that. Like straight up, there's money there, but they just don't want to do it. We have better ideas than them. They don't listen to the fans. Yep, they don't. I sure didn't like James Gunn's Superman movie. I cringed while I was watching it at the theater. Yep. And another thing too that you said about the that you cringe. Remember James Gunn had said in the movie that they were gonna have Superman, but he doesn't do the little spin, the little turn when he goes through the snow. That shot is literally in the movie. I was like, this lying bastard. He said it wasn't gonna be there, and it's in there. So that's why I'm like, yo, James Gunn's just straight up a liar. All he does is lie. Could have used Bradley Cooper as Hal Jordan. Yeah, and what a disgrace what he did with it. Oh no, please no Mortal Kombat musical. You imagine that? But it's WB, and anything is possible now. I would not be surprised. That's why I'm like not putting too much hope into that movie. I have a feeling that movie's not gonna be as good as the first one. I mean, the first one wasn't even all that, but they're gonna do so much. They're just gonna ruin it. I mean, they've already ruined the game. So Mortal Kombat One, I don't even buy that crap, and that crap was on sale like a few days ago, and that crap keeps on going on sale for like $16, $18. I think the lowest I seen it was like at probably like 16 and change. I think it was like 16.59 or something like that. I was like, I'm still not buying that crap. I don't care about that. Let's see. Want to see Batman fight Deathstroke, Killer Croc, Bane, Black Mask. Yeah, I want to see that also, especially Killer Croc. That would be dope. WB had two of the biggest directors in house, Nolan and Zach, and they let him go. Yep, yep. Because it's like WB doesn't know how to handle quality anymore. Said he didn't want random post credit scenes that leads to nothing. Another lie. Exactly. Everything's a lie with James Gunn. They have no idea what to do with Mortal Kombat. Nah, it's sad to see that. I wouldn't be surprised if James Gunn's produced a sequel to the movie Steel, starring Shaquille O'Neal. Oh man, MK died the moment they put Peacemaker. Yeah, yeah. That I think that I mean, damn, they should have never done that. Honestly, and all they do is promote Peacemaker. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Peacemaker is not Batman. Like nobody gives a damn about Peacemaker. James Gunn, Dark Side start. What is it? Start saying your mama jokes to to Superman. Injustice 3 not happening while Gunn in charge. The betas hate evil Superman. Yeah, yeah, it won't happen while James Gunn is there. Probably another 5 years we're gonna have to wait. Why nobody wants to do Batman horror movie is beyond me. Who knows? Who knows? David Cornson might have no choice to leave, not to play Superman, be like Henry Cavill and be out. Yeah, it could be. I know that now they're gonna be doing whatever the hell they're doing on what is it, Superman saga? I don't know what the hell James Gunn wants to do anymore. But seeing what they're putting together, yeah, I'm just not interested. That's why I said like I have to take a break from them because everything that keeps coming out is more and more ridiculous. It's like what the hell, James Gunn? Like if what he said last time was dumb, what he's gonna say now is gonna be even more dumber than the last time. And it's like, and then the next time it's gonna be even more and more ridiculous. I'm like, dude, like this guy is straight up high on himself in his mind. In James Gunn mind, he's straight up a rock star. He's on the stage, fireworks are going off. You know, like he has all that weird fetish on stage, and that this is just me speculating, talking crap. But and in his mind, he's like, yeah, you know, like I'm a hipster teen at the age of 65. Who knows what the hell, yo? Like straight up, this dude is straight up embarrassing, man. I'm like, yo, James Gunn. Every time he comes out, if I was WB, I would be like, yo, I can't take it anymore. Like we gotta get this clown off of the company. Like this guy straight up making us look worse every time, more and more. It's like that's what I'm saying. He might as well just throw himself into the movies, make cameos and stuff. They want everything to be like Thor. Yeah, Love and Thunder, Batman and Robin, silly, boring, safe, and forgettable. Just a bunch of cash grab 2 hour commercials for their own upcoming products. LOL. Yeah, like it's really, really bad. James Gunn, One Trick Pony, can't do single movies, not a team up movie. He can't do crap. Cash sucking scam of a film studio. Yep, that's exactly you're right. What is it? James Gunn might put goofy villains on Supergirl. I don't even know what the hell he's gonna do, but for sure it's gonna be completely cringe. I want a Wonder Woman versus Supergirl, Spawn versus Ghost Rider, and Hulk versus Wolverine. Yeah, that would be dope. Corn Sweat, Corn Swat, and Gunn don't get along at all. Yeah, for sure. They were all cursing at each other on the set and stuff like that. And now is when it's coming out. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. Jason Momoa will not be happy playing Lobo. Make him sad from James Gunn. Yeah, James. I'm telling you straight up. Like Jason Momoa, he's straight up like I think he put his career on the line, and now it's gonna be ruined for him with his what he does with Lobo. He probably is gonna look good just because the makeup and all stuff and the facial hair and things. But how they're gonna portray the character is James Gunn. We already know what he's gonna make him do, and how he's gonna probably gonna like make him be and stuff like that. Imagine James Gunn will make Superman and Brainiac rap battle. Oh man, Jason Momoa is a sellout. Zach is the only one who saved his career. Yeah, and the only thing that probably is gonna, kind of still hold his career a little bit, and the same with John Cena, it's gonna be the Fast Saga, because of course we know they're both gonna be in the next movie and stuff. So who knows what the hell? It's like damn, like words. I don't even have words anymore. Like that's how bad it is that I'm like I can't even think of anymore like how much this DC brand has become a circus. It's like it's literally a full on circus. It's like ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, step right up type of crap. It's like what the hell? It's gotten that bad. I'm like, how does this studio function? Like, how are they even making money with this crap? It like you said, it's a cash grab. Let's see. James Gunn didn't have Superman and Lex have a dance off in the fortress. He should have. Shame that he didn't do it. He should have. He should have just made it. I'm sure he was dying to do that. James Gunn will copy Flash move from Brave and Bold, and Andy will be garbage. Yeah, notice how we haven't heard anything about Andy Muschietti. He's been extremely quiet. He hasn't been saying anything. So this is why I'm telling you. I wouldn't be surprised if at this point Robert Pattinson does end up joining the DCU, and we already saw David Cornswith said that he wants to join. He wants to join, or he wants whatever he wants Matt Reeves' Batman to join the DCU. So something could be cooking up with that, and hopefully it does happen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really hope. Just throw in Robert Pattinson's Batman into into the DCU and call it a day. Label it as Batman Brave and the Bold, and that's it. Just why not? At this point, just go for it. Do it. Let's see. Henry Cavill will not be Superman. James Gunn, he missed his Man of Steel too. Yeah, James Gunn's lying. He's not gonna bring in Henry Cavill, and Henry Cavill's gonna decline it. He's gonna be hell no. I'm not gonna do that. You crazy? James Gunn hides behind success of established IP Scooby Doo, MCU, DC Superman. Yep, he does big time. DC brand will come into Adult Swim, not in a good way. Yeah, it's like at the rate they're going, and the way that things are going right now, it's no surprise, and it's pretty nuts. Like I for one, I'm not interested. I don't care about DC anymore, and that's why, like I said, like I have to take a break from talking about it because there's nothing interesting. It's like I'm not gonna keep on talking about Peacemaker and the stupidity with it and stuff like that. No, I'm just not. I for one refuse to talk about that and stuff like that just because it's not interesting and stuff. It's just I don't care about it. A lot of people don't care about it, and I guess in the end, people are just fed up. People are just fed up. They're just tired of it and stuff like that. And like I'm just not gonna waste my time watching Peacemaker. I already know what James Gunn brings to the table. It's not my cup of tea. It's just not. I'm not interested in it, honestly. Not even if I fake it. I can't fake it. I'm too real for that. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go watch it just so I can review it. For what? We already know what James Gunn brings to the table. We know what he's about. What the type of nonsense that he brings and stuff like that. So
That's and that's pretty bad. You know, it tells you everything. With gun, Batman's gonna bust through Joker's hideout. Where are my bats? What have you done with my bats, man? I wouldn't doubt none of that, honestly. James Gunn Scooby Doo crossover, DCU mess. Yeah, you know, like just reading the comments that y'all posting. I would not be surprised if straight up James Gunn does all this, and it's what he does. You know, that's who he is. That's what he's about, and you know, it's just embarrassing. You know, it's like, how does this company continue to do all this? But that's what they wanted. That's what they're getting. But yeah, with that being said, I appreciate y'all for watching. I'm gonna go chill right now. Probably, you know, just watch a movie. Probably play some Fortnite, and then keep on drawing and stuff for y'all. So I'm gonna keep getting all that ASAP for y'all. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching. I'm probably gonna come back tomorrow again, and we'll chat it up and you know just probably do an open topic or something like that. So I would love to do an open mic thing again, but from the bad experience last time, I don't know. You know, some people kind of ruined it, so I don't know if we might do that. So let's see what's up. But yeah, so keep posted. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.